Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing today? Today, I'm gonna share with you how to become financially free. If you've ever wondered how to do that, definitely you want to definitely pay attention and watch this video. So, man, I hope that you are having a fabulous and fantastic day today. Just so you know, I'm on Instagram, but I am also on Facebook and YouTube as well. So I got all the bases covered, right? Except TikTok. I'm not a big TikTok person. But guys, I want to share with you a little bit of how I was able to become financially free, how I was able to get to the place of being able to retire early, and get my freedom back, get my time back, and have the ability to do more of the things that I need and want to do in life. When I say need, things that I need to do for myself or need to do for my family, right? And so I just of how to do that. What would do to create financial freedom for yourself, to get to the place where you are able to build wealth, to be able to get to the place so you're able to do the things that you really and truly want to do in life. So you can get to the place of being able to be, do, and have more. And isn't that what we all want? And so I'm going to share a little bit of why it's so challenging and it's so difficult. And I'm actually going to share with you five things that you can actually do, and five things that are needed in order for you to be able to have exactly what it is that you want, in order for you to be able to be and do and have more of whatever it is that you want in life. If it's vacations, if it's trips, if it's being able to spend more time with your family, your significant other, right? If it's going and giving back to the community, whatever it is, don't you want to have time and the financial resources to do more of it? It only makes sense. So put in the comments if that's something that sounds good to you. I'm going to be sharing a little bit on my screen here. Instagram, I'm sorry, you won't be able to see it, but you'll get the gist of it, right? You'll get the gist of it. You really understand what I mean. And so, guys, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Alex. I am the founder of Park Rose Financial, and we help people just like you create more resources, financial resources, so you can be and do and have the life that you truly want. And that's what this is all about. And this is what I do. And so, like I said, I retired early. I used to be a hairstylist and salon owner, and of 23 years. And prior to that, I actually worked in finance, yep, in corporate America. And so finance, numbers, and economics is my first love. I've never strayed away from it. Everything that I did still involved business. Everything that I did, my entire entrepreneurial career, still involved business and numbers and finance. And so some of you may be wondering, why are you, what makes you the person I should listen to? Well, I always tell people that I've made plenty of mistakes, number one. And in life, sometimes the best way to learn is to make mistakes, right? And Lord knows I've made plenty of them. Um, and so I've had the opportunity of making mistakes, but I was able to also learn from a lot of those mistakes. Secondly, I was able to learn from the successes and the failures from people around me, which is really important and key as well. Um, and third, I've been able to take those things and I've been able to parlay them, use them in my life. So I'm able to, like I said, retire early from the beauty industry. And now my whole mission is to give back. My whole mission is to do what someone did for me. Someone who showed me the ropes. Someone showed me where I was making some mistakes and showed me the right roads to take. Because if someone had not come along, I probably would still be trying to figure this thing out, like many of us, right? So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. And I want to share a little bit of why it's so difficult for us, to get to a place of being able to retire early. So you should be able to see my screen if you're on YouTube, you're on Facebook right now. You should be able to see my screen. Instagram, I'll be able to explain it so you can kind of get the gist of it. So here's why it is so hard for so many of us to become financially secure. And the main reason is, number one, the first reason is many of us didn't grow up around people who were financially secure. So many of the ideas, thoughts, beliefs, and the habits that we have around money, how to use it, what to do with it, many of those thoughts, beliefs, and habits were developed from people who did not necessarily have financial security, financial freedom themselves. So as a result, we were taught and we learned some habits that probably did not lead or don't lead to financial freedom or financial security. So that would be the first thing. The second thing is, for many of us who had an opportunity to get a high school education or an education beyond high school, we did not, high schools, college, graduate degrees, whatever, their main role and responsibility is to teach you skill sets, right? To help you be more productive in the job market. That's their goal, to help you be more marketable and help you to be more productive in the job market. And so as a result, it isn't designed to teach you how to build wealth or how to create financial freedom. It's designed to teach you how to get a job, right? And how to create income. And so as a result, here's what happens, okay? Once we finally do get a job, what do we do? Right here, we get let me see if I can type on this. Boom, boom. Let's see here. I got this all laid out. Yeah, I can do it. So the first thing we do is, once we get a job, once we get out of college and we start earning some money, what do? We get a paycheck, right? We get that paycheck. You can see that. So that's number one. Joshua, thank you for joining me, Joshua. So I'm explaining a little bit of why it's so hard for us to become financially secure. And so the first thing is, once we start getting into the job market, we start getting this paycheck. And I'm actually on Facebook and I have some slides up. And so I want to just be able to explain a little bit of why. Oh, okay, great. Okay, you want to learn how to trade. So I won't be talking about that on this live, but I will be talking about that in the future, and many more things as well, as it relates to investing and growing your money, both trading and also how to do it risk-free, tax-free as well. So you definitely want to be paying attention. So today I was just sharing, first, a lot of times we start making a paycheck. And once we get our paycheck, right, we do the responsible thing. And what's the responsible thing? We pay our rent, right? We pay utilities, right? We're doing the responsible thing. So we're paying our utilities. Man, there we go. What else we got? We got car note, probably. So we're doing that. We're paying that. We're doing the responsible thing, right? Here We have I, well, actually that should be auto loan. Here we probably got some cable, right? So we got some things going on there. You gotta eat, so you got some food. Maybe you got some health care that you're paying for as well. So you got some other loans, maybe student loans, more than likely. Student loans, I will definitely do that, Joshua. Here you probably have a credit card or two, etc. You get the idea. So we were taught to what? Get our paycheck and then do the responsible thing, which is pay your bills, honor your commitments, right? But one of the things that we also forget, even before we get our paycheck, there's a little thing called taxes that they have already taken out of our paycheck before we even get it. See, Uncle Sam don't trust us to pay our taxes, so he says, "Hey, you're going to withhold a certain amount of money out of your check." So we want to make sure that we're able to get our hands on some of the money that you earned, right? We want to be able to get some of that money. And see, again, that was the whole idea. The whole idea was to educate you to be a better, more productive worker. And once you became a more productive worker, they gave the government, corporations, companies, other wealth builders the opportunity to utilize your labor to make more money for them. That's how the whole system was set up. And in the process of you being productive and you actually being paid, guess what? You would wind up paying taxes. So that's why taxes, you see the taxes are right here. Okay. So they take out their taxes first. You get what's left, your paycheck. And then you do the responsible thing, which is what they teach us, to pay your bills. And then next, right? What happens next? They say, hey, we want you to what? We want you to be able to save, right? And oftentimes, after you've paid all of your bills, especially now that the cost of living has gotten so high and inflation has increased so much, after you get through paying your bills, there's often not much left a lot of times to save. And so if you don't have a high savings rate, that obviously means investing is going to be more difficult. Having more money for yourself, having more money for your family, having more money for your future needs, your future self, the future expenses, having more money for when you eventually one day actually stop working. See, this is the reason why it's so hard to become financially secure, because this is the system that they teach us. This is the process that we are taught. And as a result, that's the reason why we don't we aren't as financially secure as we possibly can. So, if we do it the right way, then you will wind up actually having more money for yourself, for your family. You'll be able to have more of time for yourself. You'll be able to do the things that you really truly want to do in life, so you can get to the place of being financially free and secure. So, how do we do that? How do we do that? So, let me go back, and I want to be able to share a little bit of how do we do that. One of the things that made it so how I was eventually able to get to the place of being able to retire from the beauty industry, being from behind the chair, is because I, at some point, realized the importance of having a system. I realized that what I was taught and the things that I was doing was not working. And I said, let me look around. Let me see what's going on. Let me see what's happening. Because maybe it's just me. But guess what? I was following the path that everyone else was following as well. And so a lot of times we tend to think that if we are doing about the same, or if we are getting the same results as our friends and the people that we spend time around, well, guess what? A lot of times we think we're doing good, right? But there are some people who are living life on a whole nother level. And we don't really realize that until we get to a place of exposing ourselves. And the more exposure you have, the more you're able to experience how different people live, and um, how you're able to experience what people are doing in life. That's when you begin to expand your horizons. That's when you begin to learn that, hey, there are levels to this thing. While I might be doing okay right here, guess what? I want to be able to get to the top 25%. I want to get to the top 20%. I want to be able to get to the top 10%. I want to get to the top 1%, whatever your goal is. And I want to be able to control my time. I don't want to trade my life. I don't want to trade my time for money. See, money is a great slave, but it's a terrible master. And so you don't want to be in a place where you are constantly trying to figure out chasing a dollar, trying to figure out how to make more money, trading your time, your precious time. You want to figure out how to buy back your time. So I want to share with you how I was able to do it, and share with you a little bit of um, how it's possible for you to do it as well. Because I know there's nothing unique or special about me. So if I'm able to do it, that means, guess what? You can do it too. So let's talk about it very quickly. What do I mean? Here are the 5 things that you absolutely must have in order for you to be able to become financially secure or to have financial freedom. And so let's go and take a look. The first thing is you absolutely have to have an income strategy. I always tell my clients, I always tell people and my clients that I coach and I teach, and I always tell them all money is not equal. Okay. And what I mean by that is, if you are someone who has a job and who is employed and has W-2 income, that W-2 income, as we well know, gets taxed before you even receive your paycheck. And that's not a good situation to be in. You want to be in a place where you have control over how much taxes you pay. And that's the first step to building wealth, is you have to make sure that your sources of income, your income streams, you want to make sure that you have income streams that are passive, right? And income streams that are, you want to have multiple income streams, number one. Number two, you want them to be passive, meaning it's not based on how much time or effort you put in, okay? And you want to make sure that you're able to control how much taxes you actually pay on your income streams. So that's the first thing. You must have an income strategy. If you only have one source of income, that puts you in a precarious position, because having only one source of income means if that source goes away, that means that you are now back at zero. And your whole financial house is now in jeopardy. And you don't want to be in that position. That's the reason why you need to have at least 3 streams of income. 3 streams of income. And you want to have at least one of them to be passive. You would like for all of them for you to be in control of you paying taxes rather than them taking taxes before you get your money. Okay, I hope this is making sense. So you must, number one, have an income stream. Okay, Alex, what's next? The second thing you must have is you must have a savings and money management strategy. You remember when I showed you earlier, I showed you the board earlier, as you can see here. When you are earning your money, and the first thing that you do is you do the responsible thing like we're taught to do, you wind up paying your bills. That's the wrong order. I know it goes contrary to everything that we're taught. But here's why. If you pay everybody else first, you won't have anything left for yourself for you to be able to grow for you to be able to grow and invest. So you want to make sure that you really, really look at your saving first. You want to, if you are a spiritual person, if you believe in charity and giving, you want to set aside a certain amount for giving. Usually 10%, right? But the next category that you want to take off the rip is you want to take 20% for yourself, 10% for charities, right? 10% for giving, 10% for church, whatever it is, right? So that's 10%, but the next 20% should go to you. Okay? The next 20% should go to you. And then next, you want to kind of look and say, hey, I want to reduce the amount of taxes that I pay, but I'm going to make the assumption that you pay no more than 20% of your income in taxes. No more than. It really should be way less, but we're going to say no more than. That leaves you 50% of your money to live on. So you need to have a money saving and a money management strategy that allows you to save, to give, save, and invest your money so that you have money to grow. Okay? That's the second thing that you absolutely must have. What's next? Next, you must have an investment strategy. So now if you're taking 15, 20% of the money that you earn and you set it aside for yourself, now you actually have money that you can use to invest. Now you can have money that you can use for when you see investment opportunities, when you see that there might be an opportunity for you to buy some real estate, to make some advancements, to buy some assets, to buy a building, to buy a business, for you to be able to make some investment in a business itself, whatever it is. But you have to have capital in order to be able to invest into various things so your money can grow. Because if your money is just sitting in the bank, that means inflation is eating your money away. Because the savings rate that the banks are going to pay you is never going to be higher than inflation. It's just not. Okay? So that means if you have your money sitting in a bank, that's dead money and you're hustling backwards. Okay? So you need to have your money working for you. You want to make sure that your money is diversified, that you're not putting all your money at risk. And one of the things I am a really big proponent of is I work with so many of my clients and I show them how they're able to grow their money tax-free without the risk of losing their money in the stock market. That is a very, very powerful strategy. Very powerful strategy, very powerful tool. And so there are many things that I'm looking for. I help my clients, first of all, defer taxes. In some instances, I encourage them to pay taxes up front. So now your growth, everything you get afterwards is what? Tax free. There are some other things that you can put your money in where you are not taxed when the money goes in, you're not taxed when it grows, and you're not taxed when it comes out. A beautiful, beautiful thing. So you need to have your money in various buckets. You some buckets you want to be able to pay your taxes on it so it can grow tax free. In another bucket, you want to be able to pay taxes later. And then there's another bucket that allows you to pay taxes never. And that's what I actually wanted the strategy to actually teach. So what's next? You need to have an investment strategy. What else? You need to have a protection strategy. Alex, what are you talking about when you're talking about protection? There are many things out there that's taken away from your ability to have financial freedom and to build wealth. And one of the things I talk about taxes. Taxes take away from your ability to build wealth. So you need to have a strategy in place that helps you to protect and hedge against paying too many taxes. That's one. What else? Inflation. Inflation is a silent tax on your wealth. So if the inflation rate is, we'll say it's 4%, I think it's roughly about between 4 and 5% right about now. That means $100 today, come this time next year, it'll only be worth $96. Yeah, $96. And then the year after that, it'll be worth 4% less. And then the year after that, whatever the inflation rate is, it'll be that much less. You see? So it's a silent killer and it's a silent wealth stealer. So you have taxes, you have inflation. What else do you have? You have a situation where if you have debt, interest and debt is also another wealth killer. The only time that having debt is preferable is when you use that debt to buy assets that pay you more than the cost of borrowing the money. I'm getting deep here, but you need to have a protection strategy. Protect yourself against taxes. Protect yourself against inflation. Protect yourself against debt and interest. You want to be able to protect yourself from waste. Waste over time. Mismanagement. That's the reason why I said earlier, you have to make sure that you have a management strategy. That was number 2. You have to have that in place. Because if you don't, if you're not watching where your money goes, you will be spending your whole life wondering where your money went. And that's not what you want. You want to make sure that you are directing your money. You are telling your money where to go. You're telling your money what to do. And when you do that, you begin to reap the rewards and reap the benefits. So you need to have a protection strategy. Protection from what else? Protection if you happen to become sick, hurt, or your stream of income goes away. That's the reason why I said you need to have an income strategy and you need to have multiple streams of income. Okay? So if one stream goes down, it doesn't put your whole financial house in ruin. Okay? What else? You can have lawsuits, bankruptcies, divorce, foreclosures. If you happen to get sick, hurt, or have medical bills. One of the main reasons why people go into foreclosure is because of medical bills and medical expenses. One of the other reasons is divorce. Also, you could be sued. So you want to make sure that legally you're using legal structure to protect yourself. For instance, if you happen to have real estate, you probably want to have your real estate in its own separate holding company or LLC. So that way, if God forbids, if something happens and a tenant sues you or something happens on your property, then your liability is only, your liability stops where the asset is. So if you only have that particular asset, that home is the only thing in that LLC, well, guess what? That's the only thing they can sue. They can't sue you personally. All right. So these are various things, various strategies that you want to take advantage of to make sure that you are protecting yourself. Life insurance is a very, very, very powerful way to protect yourself against, number one, taxes. Number two, if you didn't know that, all of your money grows tax free within your life insurance policy. When it pays out and it passes on to the next generation, guess what? It's not subject to creditors. Creditors can't take it. Um, and in addition to that, it can help in terms of if you happen to get sick or hurt and you lose your income streams. Okay. So your life insurance becomes a great way for you to keep yourself afloat, for you to be able to keep your assets and keep your house, right? In order that you might be able to get healthy, get well, so you can start generating more income again. So but insurance is a great protection strategy. It helps you to mitigate and protect yourself against financial risk. And then finally, you need to have a generational plan, number 5. So you want to make sure that you have a plan for leaving behind generational wealth, not generational debt. To be quite honest, most families leave, instead of leaving something behind for the next generation to go ahead, to move ahead, they actually leave debt behind. And that, again, is another reason why insurance is so powerful, is because it makes sure that your debts are taken care of. So your children and grandchildren don't inherit your debts. So there you have it, guys. It's those 5 things. I'll recap them for you. Number 1, you need to have an income strategy. Number 2, you want to have a saving and money management strategy. Number 3, you want to have an investment strategy, a way to make sure that your money is growing so that you're able to take care of your needs now and the needs you have in the future. And you want to make sure that you have a protection strategy, a strategy for protecting yourself, your assets from inflation, taxes, lawsuits, right? All of those things, waste, mismanagement, debt, interest, all of those things you want to protect yourself from. And you want to be able to pass on your wealth and your assets instead of debt to the next generation. So I know that sounds like a lot, but let me tell you, you can have it. You can do it, and it's easier than you may think. How do I know? It's because I actually have created the system, and it's called the wealth plan. The wealth plan. The wealth plan. The great thing about the wealth path, your life's journey, right, is you not only want to have financial wealth, but you also want to have health. You want to be healthy. You want to be physically healthy. You want to be mentally and spiritually healthy. You want to make sure that you have great relationships, right? And so that's the reason why I call it the wealth plan. You want a plan so you can live well your entire life. And you want to be able to do it in such a way that you're able to be, do, and have everything that you want on this life's journey. And you can have it. So if you'd like to learn more about that, please feel free to email me or inbox me. But I really, really just want to share with you guys the importance of having a framework of not just spending your time making money, right? I want to really, really encourage you to spend more time on not just earning income, but planning, managing, investing, saving, protecting, right? Because all of these things are needed, and not just working for money or making money. There are many, many, many people who earn a lot of money, but they don't have financial freedom or wealth to show for it. And the reason is they're not focusing or concentrating their efforts on the remainder of things that are actually needed that I mentioned here throughout this broadcast. All right. So, guys, I hope you're having a fabulous and fantastic day today. It's a beautiful day outside, so I really want to be able to get out and enjoy a little bit of the sun, be able to spend a little bit of time with my wonderful wife. But guys, I really wish you well. And if anything, I've always been committed to uh, helping people, doing what I can to help people have a better life, a richer, fuller life. And if I can help you do that, I would love to help. All right. So take care. God bless. We'll see you next time.